Welcome back to the Unscripted Journey podcast. I'm Cynthia, and I am here today to talk about something that I wish someone had whispered to me years ago. Are you ready? This is a good one. Here it is. You don't need permission to live your life. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back that perhaps did not hear me. You don't need permission to live your life. Come on. Not from your boss, not from your parents, not from society, not even from that inner critic that tries to keep you small. You know, yourself. Sometimes we're our biggest critics. If you've ever felt like you needed a yes from someone else before you can move forward with your dream, or before you move forward in changing directions in your life, or finally just even to prioritize yourself, this episode is for you. You are here at the right time, and I'm so glad that you have joined me today. So, really, where is it that we learn to wait for permission? Let's just be honest. Most of us, we're raised to be obedient, respectful, follow the rules, and while those things they're good, they can also condition us to wait for someone else to say we're allowed to change, speak up, or do something different altogether. Think about it. We wait for permission to rest, permission to say no, permission to go after something that excites us, permission to walk away from something that doesn't. And let me tell you, I was one of those people. I waited too for a really long time. And maybe it's not intentional. And you probably don't even know that it's happening, that you're just waiting. But it does happen to a lot of us. You know, for years, I waited for everything to feel safe before I took action. Because I'm the planner. I like structure. Things have to be in place. It has to be a perfect storm. And that's who I was. And that's how I felt safe by being in control. But here's the truth. The longer you wait for permission, the more you delay your purpose. Come on, that is a good word right there for somebody. The longer you wait for permission is the more you delay your purpose. All right? And like I said in my last episode, you're not late. You're on time. This is your time. You are doing something. You're taking a step forward to make that change in your life. But this is the day to stop delaying and walk into your God-given purpose. So one day I realized that I was tiptoeing around my own potential. Like I saw potential in everybody else. I knew that there was something deep down inside of myself, inside of me, but unfortunately, I was scared. I either was asking the wrong people to validate my dreams or was waiting for the wrong people to validate my dreams. And if you're on social media, you'll know that this is true. A lot of us that post, there are a lot of people that post, they have a different life and they hide behind the beauty of what social media could be to them to make them look different in front of people. But they're really looking for validation. You know, I was looking for people who didn't have my vision, my calling, or my peace at heart. That was not their number one priority. And let's just face it, excuse me, a lot of people just want what they can get from you. And that's never putting your best interest in mind. And if you're like me, you're probably the type of person that puts everybody first before you. You put everybody's feelings. You don't say things. You don't do things. You don't act a certain way because you're afraid to hurt somebody's feelings, right? So that happens to a lot of us. But I remember saying, hey, you know, maybe I'll start my blog when things settle down. So in my last episode, I talked about how I had this desire in my heart to start a podcast or to blog and to write. And even just the podcast itself, ever since my dad died in 2022, I was like, I want to start a podcast. I want to talk to people out there, you know, and I just kept waiting. And I grew up singing in front of people, speaking in front of people. It's not that I was shy. I think what it was is that I was afraid of being judged. Being judged. What are people going to say when they hear me talking or hear me saying something or watch a video of me? Are they going to criticize my voice? Are they going to criticize what I'm saying? Are they just going to, not even comment or support me? But let me tell you, confidence doesn't come before action. It grows through it. It's taken me even a long time to do this podcast, as you know. And I went through a mentorship through a group, and the mentor really said something that struck me and shook me. Guys, I was shook. Okay, I was shook. He was like, you know what? Even Noah, when he was building the ark, had people criticize him. But you just got to do your thing. Let the rain do the talking. Noah was prepared. And he moved on despite the reaction from other people that were calling him foolish. So I knew that no one was going to show up with a permission slip. I had to write my own. I had to write my own permission slip and say, you know what? You have the ability to do this. You have permission to do this. You have permission to dream, to live, to laugh, to have joy, to have adventures. Who cares what other people say? And if you want to share your thoughts and your feelings, there will be someone out there that wants to hear it. So I didn't need permission from anybody else but me. So what is living on your own terms? What does that really mean? So I'm going to just break it down for you a little bit, okay? Let's break down this idea. Living life on your own terms doesn't mean being reckless or selfish. I've said that before. It's not like you're all gung-ho. You don't give a crap about what anybody thinks or says. Yes, there is a portion of that you don't pay attention to what people say about you or post about you or think about you. But you're not reckless per se. You're not a reckless person, right? It means being responsible for your joy. It means being responsible for your happiness, your future, your dreams, your life. It means you're making decisions that align with your values. It means you're setting boundaries and not apologizing for them. This one was really huge for me, setting boundaries. You're setting boundaries with people even that you love, people in your family or friends, your children, your husband, if you're in a bad relationship or, broken relationships need boundaries. And this was a big step for me. It was a hard one too. And it is for a lot of people. But living on your own terms means saying yes to what feels right and no to what drains you. I had to start saying no to things, right? When I started this journey, I was listening to podcasts, reading books, trying to educate myself on the things that I wanted to do in my life, right? Which means that in order to do that, because I work 9 to 5, so to speak, I had to take my evenings to study, listen, be on mentorship programs. And that took up time, which meant I had to say no to things. I had to say no to people, and people will not always understand why you're saying no. But that's not your problem. That's theirs. All right. And so, living on your own terms also means creating a life that feels like freedom. That it doesn't mean that you're just surviving. You're living a life that brings pleasure to you. It brings you happiness, joy, freedom, whether it's financial, emotional, physical, whatever whatever you want, fill in the blank. That's what it brings. And you don't have to explain your vision to anyone who isn't called to it. Yep, I did say that. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. It's your vision. That's what God has put in you. Those are your thoughts. Those are your dreams. You will find the right people that will come alongside you and support your dream and your vision. And I am going to say this in all honesty, usually it's not the people that you think will come by your side and support your dream and your vision. I'm just putting it out there. Typically, it is not. You want them to be happy for you. You want them to support you. But a lot of times, they just don't. They'd rather support other people. And you know what? That's okay. That's totally okay. All right. So let's talk about some common permission traps, right? And how do we break them? I'm going to talk about 3 common permission traps that we typically fall into and how to step out of them. Number 1, get your journals out, get your paper, get your notes app, all right? Number 1, I'm not qualified yet. How many times did I say that? I'm not qualified yet. But you need to reframe it. You're going to start now because growth happens in motion, not before it, all right? And the same way that water that's not flowing and is stagnant becomes disgusting, smelly, mildewy, whatever you want to say to it, right? You have to start now. You reframe your thought because growth happens in motion, not before it. Number 2, what will they think? Oh my God. I told you already that I struggled with this. I even started an Instagram account and made sure that I wasn't following or it wasn't going to suggest me to other people that I knew. That's how much fear I had inside of me about what people were going to think. Their opinions, let me tell you, they don't pay your bills or build your dreams, okay? What they think doesn't build your dream. It doesn't pay your bills. And really, it doesn't matter. Really, it's none of your concern. It is none of your concern. Number 3, I don't want to disappoint anyone. Let's reframe that thought and say you're already disappointing yourself by shrinking. You should not be shrinking for anyone. You should be more concerned about disappointing yourself and disrespecting your dreams and your vision than disappointing anyone else. All right? That's really important for you to know. Because the truth, you're allowed to outgrow roles, relationships, routines, and even dreams that no longer reflect who you are becoming. We are constantly evolving. Things come from a season at a time. So do people, so do relationships, okay? You're going to evolve, you're going to outgrow people, and I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to say it loud and proud. I knew that when I was on this journey, my husband and I talked about it. Excuse me. I knew that some of the people that I was flowing with were no longer would serve a purpose in my life. You do outgrow people. You outgrow relationships. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you don't like them. It just means you two are going a different direction. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And you shouldn't feel shame for it. I'm going to tell you, you should not feel shame for it because we do outgrow things in our lives because everything is in seasons. And you have to think about it that way. You love that person. You had good times with them or used to enjoy doing something, but you no longer enjoy it because it's no longer serving you purpose. And I don't mean it to be cruel. Go and read my blog. I've talked about that. But the truth is the truth. All right, let's talk about mindset shift, all right? Today, I want you to ask yourself a question. Where in my life am I waiting for permission and why? We've talked about this a little bit. Where in my life am I waiting for permission and why? And then write yourself a permission slip, literally. Like, write yourself a permission slip. I know it sounds kind of silly and goofy or corny or whatever you want to use, but write yourself. It's kind of like when you write things out, you commit them to memory, you commit them to your heart versus in just reading something. Write it out in your own handwriting. Really, I even prefer that you do this on a piece of paper than to do it on your notes app. I want the permission to slip to say this. I give myself permission to slow down. I give myself permission to want more. I give myself permission to start over. Just write whatever it is that you're giving yourself permission to do. I give myself permission to end relationships. I give myself permission to dream again. I give myself permission to restructure my life so that it fits what I want for me. Just write it out. It's your permission slip. Remember that. Whatever you need to say, just let it come from you. After you've analyzed kind of like where you've been and where you want to go, it's time to give yourself permission to do that. Friend, you are the author of your life, not a background character waiting to be picked. You are the leading lady, or you are the leading guy in your own story, okay? No one is coming to crown you ready. Like, you're not going to say, I now crown you ready to move forward. Like, do that to yourself. Do that for yourself. You are already qualified to do what you want to do. Stop asking for permission from everyone else. Stop asking them to validate you. Maybe you're not verbally saying, hey, validate me. You're not vocalizing it, but in your actions, you're waiting. In your hopes, you're like waiting for someone to say, hey, it's okay. Do it yourself. This is your life. Your life. You only get one to live, so live it to the fullest. The most powerful move you can make today is to give yourself the full permission to be who you are and to become who you want to be. And I'll take it even further, and even more important is you have permission to become the person that God created you to be. You have purpose. You have calling. He has your life written. Just start stepping into who you were meant to be. Stop living the life that everybody wants you to live. Start living your life the way God intended you to live it. Step up, step bold, all right? If this episode spoke to you, share with a friend, will you, who's stuck in waiting mode, someone who is like waiting. I want you to share this episode with your friends, your family, your coworkers. And don't forget to subscribe or leave a review. It helps get this message into more hands and more hearts. There's a lot of people out there that are kind of really stuck. They're waiting for life to begin when they don't even realize that the power is in their hands. All right, my friends, this is all for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Reflect upon this, write upon it, write it in your journal, and just really take it to heart. Let's take this walk seriously. Until next time, live free and stay unscripted. Bye now.